Greetings to you, my friends, one and all, wherever you may be viewing from. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and not only are we doing some pay dirt today, but we are also bearing witness to history and waiting to see now. I think it's going on 12 hours or so for jury deliberation on whether they're going to put the President of the United States in jail. And make no doubt, this will be remembered in history. The Biden trials, I'm sure that this whole era will be probably referred to when a sitting president used the power of the United States government to thwart his one and only political opponent, who was thrashing him, mercilessly across every poll and demographic in the country, because he is such a corrupt and pathetic example of a leader. The resident of the United States, pedo Joe Biden, John Biden, as they call him. I'll tell you what, though, it's going to be, the children will be learning, well, the time they put a president on trial in the United States, what horrific crime could he have committed to bring a president to trial in the United States? And was it treason? Was it murder? No, it was a paperwork dispute that they had to specifically turn into a felony charge to avoid the statute of limitations running out. And in a customized legal setting in New York, where the Biden administration and the Department of Justice were able to manipulate, and hey there, Hurricane, there's my boy making his appearance. Direct links of the Justice Department and all these Letitia James, Adams, Smith, just every one of these scumbag criminals that are involved in these court cases, all have direct ties and visits to the White House and coordinating with the Biden administration. So, yeah, it is again a third world country we're witnessing, normal Americans are looking at it, going, what the hell? Even people that don't like Donald Trump are going, if they can make up charges and have the power to bring in, he can't even leave the courtroom to campaign while they're waiting for the verdict. So as long as they're still deliberating, he's off the campaign trail. So again, all this is, and all they want to do is just have the moniker, the label to put on him, saying, felon, convicted felon, like that's going to. I've seen polls that 98% of the people, like on Benny Johnson, that's who I've been following today. He's been live all day, waiting for a verdict and talking to different people and representatives and stuff. And 98% say, I would be more likely to vote for Trump if they arrest him. And that's across the board. And then we're watching him appear at, at the Bronx, in the Bronx, with tens and tens of thousands of people, whenever old horseface AOC was gawking about how he's not the whatever that pathetic mayor of or governor of New York, the yokel saying how he's never support Trump and he's wasting his time. And meanwhile, all these people and again, I had no idea there were so many white supremacists in the Bronx, man. Did you see them? There were black white supremacists. There were Asian white supremacists. I saw there had to be a bunch of Hispanic, and I'm not even sure brown-skinned white supremacists just throughout the crowd, man. It was crazy. I had no idea there were so many, just radical white supremacist Nazi Hitler supporters in the Bronx that came out to see Donald Trump. So who'd have thought? But again, you'll notice there's no more idiots protesting in the campuses, because school's out. That's it. So much for sticking to that cause. The radicals are like, what happened to our support? Well, they went home to their computers where they could lay in bed all day and not have to be out. It's hot now. It's out. Who wants to be out in the sun in the summertime? So So like I said, I'm pushing for my new slogan, from the river to the sea, make Israel Palestine free. And I think that's much more appropriate slogan. Half these idiots, or most of these idiots out there chanting the river to the sea, have no idea what river or what sea they're even talking about. So again, so just on and on. We're waiting to see how this round is going to turn out. But and then seeing Donald Trump at the Libertarians, the libtarditarians, they picked a queer vax supporting freak of nature for their party. When Trump had, y'all could be winners, or you keep getting your 3%, if that makes you happy, but you could actually, make me your party nominee. And then for the first, I voted. Make no mistake, I am not a Republican. I've always hated Republicans and Democrats. I've never voted for any Republican or Democrat throughout my whole time of ever voting. And I've been voting since 1980, I guess, was or 79, whenever the first gubernatorial race, I guess, was going on in Texas. But I always voted third party, Libertarian sometimes. But again, the Libertarians have been hijacked by the same, Kool-Aid, Skittle-colored haired, nose pierced, face pierced, tatted up, fat slob, just idiots that have taken over most of the Democrat Party. The Libertarian Party is nothing what it used to be. So, and again, I even voted for the Green Party back, 20 years ago, before it was what it is down here. Across the board, I never just always voted third party. So, no, I am no way, I'm America first, MAGA party, not Republican. So, I registered to support Trump in the first election, and I'm still harassed because I donated, several times to his campaign then, and then the last one in 2020. So, of course, they just hound the shit out of you. And I sound like I sent him a lot of money, but I had never voted. I'd never sponsored or never paid for, any kind of political funds for any candidate. So yeah, we're waiting for history to be written. And and again, they're thinking, well, if the historians are going to be saying, well, they must have really had some solid, no, they've got a jury in there today deliberating. They can pick and choose what they want. Okay, well, there's 3 different counts and 12 jurors. So at least if 4 of you all vote the same way on even 3 different charges, I don't think those 3 are, but I think these 3 are. Well, and then that counts as unanimous because y'all found something guilty, except, well, one of those charges is what makes this whole thing a felony. So if you don't find that guilty, then you can't find, and again, the whole absurdity. There's been movies made about this for, 50 years. 12 Angry Men. Family Guy's done. Cartoons. The animations have done. Things of the one standout juror who would not be turned, not be swayed. But now they're just racking the system to the point where even every political scholar, lawyer, even CNN, the point the Communist News Network is saying they've never proven anything. The prosecution had, all they're doing is saying, find him guilty because he's Donald Trump. Period. That is the whole basis of their argument. Find him guilty because he's Donald Trump. So that's a terrifying sentiment to consider, that's what this country is based and held together on, is the foundation of law and order, and the belief in the legal system, and liberty, justice being blind, scales of justice not being swayed. And we already know that's a fallacy, falsehood. But yeah, there's a lot of normal Americans that are going, yeah, they've screwed me over like that for damn sure, playing favoritism, getting to court, and I know I can sure say that I've been the victim of that numerous times throughout my life. And so yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But oh man, I tell you guys, it is the ancient Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. We're gonna be seeing some interesting shit going down here for the next 3 months. We're barely 150 days out for turning this country around, or watching it burn the rest of the way to the ground. All right, well, in this case, we are turning to a paydirt. I've just been working my ass off. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get this in today. Up until an hour ago, there were thunderheads. You know, the wind was roiding through. I put my sign back in because it already had blown it off from behind me, and the temperature was about 15 degrees cooler than it is now. And so, you know, we've got storms supposed to still be coming, but we'll see. But yeah, man, I'm digging on some ground that is just clay, the hardest shit I've ever had to dig through. And then it's got like a fabric. They have one of those, they lay down this woolen bedding that they used to put down on playgrounds apparently to cushion the ground and then cover it up. So you have like a layer of a cotton batting that covers the ground, the whole area I'm in. So the edge where I'm on getting the fence is apparently where it kind of ended. And so yeah, you got to cut through that and cut through the chunks. I mean, like I said, it's just, and it's clay. Every one you got to dig out of the clay, knock off the wad because it doesn't come off the thing. So it's all extra. Just so yeah, members on the channel will be getting the long edition of the hole. I filmed one of the holes I dug. Oh, this is what, you know, you can see the little guides out there. Works for the Y. I'm going to get him to do some help me out. I think some this summer if I have some jobs for him. No penetration, about an inch at a time. And every time you dig a piece out, you got to knock it off. None of it falls out of it. So see, this hole is even longer, probably twice as long. This is going to be like a 25-minute hole, because I'm going to have to bust this shit out of here. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how hard it is to get these damn holes dug.
Traffic is moving on I-10 westbound between Issue and I-510. It's moving pretty slowly. That's because you have to still...
About your safety. When it comes to protecting yourself, loved ones, it's not about having a firearm, it's about understanding.
So yeah, man, it's just been wearing me out. When I started last week, and it just 8 hours kicking this stuff off without kind of working back into it. It killed me for the most of Memorial Day weekend, and I had cramps for 2 days. So yeah, I just got it, and I guess the COPD hasn't helped a lot, but it hasn't. You know, it's not really debilitating as far as I can tell, but. Yeah, it does seem to be a bit more of a strain on stuff, getting back into the swing of hard physical labor, especially of this kind and this much. Because then once you dig the hole, then you got to do the concrete. And, you know, it sucks. And I gave him a better price than I really should have on this, because they're hitting me up with we're the Y, we're a nonprofit organization. And then I go in there, they're charging $2.50 for a little Coke out of their machine. I thought you guys were a nonprofit. What the hell is this? So, yeah, I should have gone ahead and bumped them another, because they just took it without, you know, I used to tell my buddy, if you give them the price, they're not squealing a little bit, you didn't charge them enough. And she didn't squeal at all. She jumped on it. So I was like, damn. I would have bumped it a few H up. But at any rate, we did the mail call on seeing some pay that we got in, a package, a big mail call we got in from Matthew Ford Prospecting. I've gotten some, he sent me a box with some of the ceiling soil, which I actually had some going, and either the cat or the wind knocked it off and it dumped my stuff. So I kind of scraped it back up, because it was some of my specialty seeds I'd received for growing my personal vegetables, you know. and I didn't want to waste the dirt because they're in a limit. So I've got them mixed back in there again, and they're not sprouting. So I'm waiting to see if an errant plant's going to pop up somewhere, but before I reset it all. But he sent me some more dirt after last year. He'd given me sent me the bags of the primordial stuff that I'd used, and I still have that in my pots now that I can I dilute down and have kind of refreshed. But he sent me an awesome bag of some gems and stones we'll take a look at again, and a couple of little tubes. One's the triple threat, one's the disappointment. So I'm going to see if I can get one of these in today. I'm not sure how long it'll take me. It's a hard, either one of them is going to be a hard going, slow going. So yeah, I'll see if I can stay focused on getting some of that out. So thank you again. I'm going to leave a link in the description because he's one of these guys, kind of that John R. prospecting type thing where you don't really see him on his videos. He just put one out. I'll leave a link for that too. Going through some of the gold nugget sales, maybe the bag that you see him pick up here from Mike on when Mike did his giveaway on the nugget video. We saw him stopping and Matt getting to run it, getting up there and run it, do a pickup from Mike in person, which everybody's a little envious of that, I'm sure. Getting to be up there close enough where you could actually get your gold direct from the man, shake his hand, have a little coffee, talk some gold. But very, very cool. It was, like I say, he's been a big supporter of my channel, and a very generous guy, as so many of you guys are out there. I just can't thank all of you, each one, enough. And if I was to start naming you off, it would be here for another 30 minutes, just that, because there's that many of you that are just that awesome. But so yeah, so we're gonna get into this, check out some Ford. He's got some. He was gonna start putting out some pay dirt. He's done a few bags, but he's not putting out like I think he was planning on yet. So I don't know. These may be some samples of what he's thinking about doing with as far as the difficult black sand level stuff. So we'll take a look at those when we check out our new gold epicenter and MAGA headquarters of South Louisiana. our table over here, where what's left of the X still marks the spot. Table looks a little rougher without the nice white cloth on it there from the the Memorial Day, but it'll be back out for or maybe we'll even have it done by 4th of July. Have our new top resurfaced. Hopefully by then, yeah, I will. But so yeah, here we got our dish of goodies that came in. This is one of them here, Ford Prospecting. He's thrown in a nice bag, a variety of gems and stones, quartz, awesome stuff there. Actually, we can open it up, take a quick look at it, because we've got some jasper. But again, just it looks like some soapstone in there. Very cool. Pyrites. Definitely put that stuff to use. Oh, I had some jasper there. That stuff polishes good in the tumbler. That's why we haven't done any tumbling in a long time. Maybe put some of that in the tumbler along with some of these, because he said a bag full of these. Look at all this little stuff here with all these colors and shines and shapes. There's a little polish right there. See, what stone is that polishes up and looks that cool? Yeah, awesome. And then he'd sent the Ziploc bag with the garnets and the peridot. We got polished and rough in that one. Some beautiful tubes of tiger's eye, and look at that polished turquoise. Tube full of jade or emerald, or a combination. It's green. I don't know what it is, but it's green. And then we've got, well, I guess we can open that up all the way. A nice bag of polished and rough amethyst, which I can never have too much amethyst. Look at that. That is some really nice dark purple amethyst in those crystals too with that. So yeah, just thank you so much, brother. And again, you guys are going to get to benefit from the generosity of Mr. Matthew Ford, because that's where it all goes into prize bags and pay dirts. So like I said, that's just great. I've just gotten where I just hardly buy anything from Indy anymore, because there's no, you have no idea what they're going to end up sending you. It's just not worth it. It comes faster than it used to, but it sucks. So you kind of, it cancels out the benefit. And then we've got our 2 pay dirts. This is the triple black diamond he put together. Have fun. Sounds foreboding, doesn't it? Well, with 1 tablespoon of double black diamond from Gold Nugget Sales, and then 1 teaspoon of the Cape Disappointment black sand concentrate. So, I mean, that looks kinder to me than this sure does here, which is the Cape Disappointment black sand concentrates, and he had a small specimen picker added. So you got something there to shoot for through the darkness. What are you doing? He just came in here and got comfortable hanging out next to me here. That's my baby boy. I took my 2 boys in to get them fixed this week, and they fixed the gray one, Shadow, and my big white panther, Snowball, came back with the money order and a note saying that he had a temperature, and that they retested him. He still had a high temperature, so they decided not to fix him, to do the procedure on him. So I mean, but I had to wait over a month to get him in on that one. So it's just. But I mean, I agree. I'm very glad they wouldn't, risk his health for that. If there's anything that would be quite, risky on not getting him back. So but it's like, damn, I thought I was gonna have that taken care of. So we'll see. But yeah, but my boy here is already fixed. And he's very happy outside. He does not want to be in with the rest of the group now. Hold on. All right. Well, well, there you go. That's that kind of says it all right there. As far as our magnetics go, look at that. Almost all of that, even the light stuff, is still magnetic. And of course, I think this whole thing here is probably magnetic. So, Chakre Bleu, I guess. Let's go for the Cape Disappointment. It's got more in it, but I still think, although he's got a tablespoon of the double black diamond and 1 teaspoon of this in here, and it still looks like that. See, this has got double black diamond stuff from Gold Nugget Sales, has the tungsten in it, which that stuff is a beast. All right, we're gonna go with the double black. All right. We'll get set up. And what are you doing? Up he goes and away. What are you doing? Where are you going, huh? You could have just gone around. Seems like a lot of effort to just get on the other side of the fence, doesn't it? And we got our little setup going over here. Our president, Lego Trump, saluting the flag. Our Let's Go Brandon, and our SRoep Trump coin representing. All right, well, let's got nicely taped down, so we got no seepage, leakage. Well, that's good. I'd rather take a little longer to get it open than have a package with loose sand running around in it. So, well done, my friend. Okay. Some of these tubes are very, deceptive, because you'd think that lip right there would be where you pop it open, but actually that lip is the underside of the cap, so it doesn't. You can sit there and pull on that thing all you want, and you're not going to get it open. It's You got to go from the inside part there. All right, we are officially open to the elements. Let's get out our pan here. We've got our jet dry in the water. And we're just going to sprinkle out a little bit like that. Let's set that over here in the pan so it stays upright. Now that I've got it open, if it falls over, it may well, yeah, that's right, spill out everywhere. All right, well, go real easy here. At least we have a little bit of light sand that's moving, but you can see whenever you get that clumpy stuff, that it seemed to me whenever I did this on this, where you're dealing with that tungsten especially, that once you hit it with a magnet, it's kind of the same thing that whenever you when you put a paper clip on a magnet, it transfers the magnetic charge to the paper clip, magnetizes it so it sticks to the metal. So that's kind of what happens when you put a magnet to this tungsten. It starts clinging to itself in those little, like there where you see those little clusters that weren't there before as I'm washing this out. But each one you can take and smear and see it's nothing, none of it's solid, but it looks like it would be chunky. So that's, and when you're trying to move that stuff out of the way, getting that super fine gold, that was a major bitch. And I don't know if it behaves that way because I always put the magnet on it. So I don't know if you never hit it with especially one of those big super magnets like I have, you've got, if it does that on its own, carrying a magnetic charge with it naturally, or like I said, if it's imparted from using the magnet on it. I have many questions. I guess it'd be solved easy enough if I didn't put a magnet on it every time I got near some damn tungsten. We've got this one. You've got some white quartz or something in there with it, looks like. And some pretty fine gold. Hopefully it is not double black diamond level gold. Oh, I have to say a big congratulations to Gold 17, the winner of our comment giveaway for the 3rd anniversary of the channel here. And actually, I didn't put it together that I did not know that Gold 17 is Spencer 17. Spencer, is that you? You need to email me. And then our second prize winner, the perennial channel winner, Channel Karma, Chris W. Pick up that I hadn't even planned on really doing it. I just kind of came up when I was doing the number. Okay, well, let's go. There was like I said, we had like 36 comments on the thing. So okay, we'll need to have another prize. So, and he's a channel member, so he'll get a little extra channel member bonus gold in his bag as well. Or I think he'll probably make that a paydirt bag. Watch out there, Hurricane. What are you doing? He's all antsy today. But yeah, get a what was I saying? Before the cat distracted me. Yeah, paydirt. Actually, a bag. Just because he's gotten so many different kinds of display vials and paydirt bottles, and he's bought my paydirt bottles, and he's so I don't think he's had a paydirt bag. Mr. Minix got the very first Bayou Gold Guy paydirt bag that I did, Usually I'm recycling one from that I'd either gotten from Vendetta or one of my gizmos, since I have a large number of gizmo bags. I just stick a Bayou Gold Guy label over the little gizmo guy. So yeah, you got to be real. You know, you may notice I'm being very easy on that wash on this stuff. It's some very fine black sand in there. I don't think we're carrying any of that fine gold in there, but that is some pretty fine gold that he has included in here for us. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody that participated in the comment giveaway. Yeah, it kind of sucked though, man. I had to. Where's my? I don't have my. Oh, I don't have my vials out here. I meant snuffer bottle. I had no snuffer bottles out here. Those I try to keep in the house so they don't disintegrate out here in the Louisiana sun. But check that out. That is some pretty nice fine gold in there with that fine black sand. Little tiny specks in there spreading out. So yeah, he didn't make it easy for us. And then you can see right there, there's a little cluster. Where'd it go? We got stuff floating on the surface right there. See that little black clouds? That should not be doing that with our jet dry in the water. Let's go ahead and add a drop to that. All right, that settled it back down. Damn it. Gotta screw those lids on. It was funny, the other day I was at Lowe's checking out, and I was handing the girl my stuff like that, and she reaches over and she's pointing to that. She's hardly talking. She's going, "That's who I'm voting for." She's like, because there was a Kool-Aid haired chick working the counter beside her there, back there on the side, the lumber side where I was on, and and then another like fat guy there behind her that, you know, I would guess that they were both probably libtards from the look. He's what I'd seen before, wearing the mask, still wearing the mask, and but that was so funny. She pointed. That's who I'm voting for. That's what. So well, more power to you, sweetheart. You and a bunch of people. So let's see. Do we have a speck or two holding there that got washed down with this? I am seeing one little tiny. Right there. One little tiny bit. Nice little challenging bit of sand there to go through. That was just about the right amount, I think, that we had. So we'll do the same thing, start out on that. And while I get this started, let's check out our new channel sponsor. That's right, we have a new sponsor for this channel. So please check this out.
Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Mounjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
Well, I had this commercial on here as a joke, and YouTube banned it worldwide, the whole video, so I'm having to cut it down and see if I can leave this little segment on at least without them banning it. So yeah, they're really picky about this, I guess.
Patients report constipation while listening to Lizzo. Stop listening to Lizzo if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia, and literally shitting out your ears.
Ask about the power of not giving a fuck with Lizzo.
That's my weight loss choice. Now, of course, that is off of the new South Park episode, the end of obesity, where they make fun of the whole Ozempic, and I really didn't like so many things. I knew nothing about any of this crap until I see it on South Park, because they are so just cutting edge with everything in modern culture, on whether it's political, social, Hollywood, or a combination of all of it. And again, that's the difference between us and them. I could watch all those episodes with Garrison as as Trump. You know, the the worst deviant homosexual pedophile that's ever been on TV. Open child molester. It's gotten busted trying to trying to round up kids for his enjoyment. But and then they make him Trump, and the whole thing with that. I just thought it was all hilarious, because they used to. We'll have to do a sit down and watch of the first Obama South Park cartoon, and how accurate they were on, him and Michelle were fake, and those were her girls, and she couldn't stand him, and now they just did a release saying how, the first 10 years of their marriage, Michelle really didn't like him, and I'm like, what? You mean Big Mike? You and Big Mike didn't get along after the transition took? Well, no, because Barack likes boys, and you made yourself look like a girl, and that's not what I like. Apparently, from the testimony we'd heard before he was president, he likes coked up white guys, little coked up white guys. is his taste. But yeah, that's an awesome new edition of South Park, and it's very it definitely has a very reminiscent kind of retro feel to some of the old style stories, I think. Definitely liked it better than the Panderverse, and I guess the cred was okay, but it's definitely, of the last few that they've done, I think this is my favorite. Is this? And again, you almost feel sorry for Cartman, but the whole basis of what he wants, his victimhood, is so that he can victimize others more freely. It's without fear of retribution. If you can't say I'm a fat, slob, then when I'm calling you names, you've got no ammo against me. And not realizing that, of course, that you're just a despicable human being. So it's there. We got a couple little specks that got away up there. We always flip it around, check them out, and catch them on the flip side there. So, all right, we got a little bit left here. I had the just to tell you how beat down I am on this stuff. Hold on, we got a little safety here. How beat down I am on this stuff, getting on this fence. I hadn't even opened up my box that I got in from Chicken Miner, and I would have liked to have done that day, but 3 pounds. I just like I said, when I started this, I wasn't sure that the storm wasn't on its way too, because we had some really big thunderheads out there that were brewing up. And usually down here on the Gulf, there's been years when I was down here that literally every afternoon between 3:30 and 4:30, here they'd come. They'd brew up. You'd have the major, like almost tornadic type wind rise, and temperature drop, and dark, thunderheads, and they'd after an hour or so, hour and a half maybe, then they'd pass through. First year I was down here in New Orleans, every day, and throughout the summer, July and August, pretty much you'd have a 3:30, 4:30 storm that'd roll through. There was one time we were sitting there waiting to start our pour, and we're sitting on one side of the parking lot, one side of the street in the parking lot, and we're pouring the corner across the street, and the rain is coming down in just like a curtain of you couldn't see through a gray, and we're 50 feet away from one side, parked on one side of the street looking, and you could see where it is stopped right at the curb going onto the street. I mean, it's like if you had just a sheet of water coming down that just stopped right there. So on our side of the street, we weren't getting a drop of rain. And across the street, literally, it was like cascading. I had never seen anything, that kind of debarkation between the rain and total dryness. And it was, I mean, it had to just been perfectly calm for, because sometimes you'd see those big thunderheads in the distance and the rain coming down, and then it'd be blowing at almost a 25, 35 degree angle as it got closer to the ground, when it was, coming down from high enough where you could see the lower winds catch it. And, this very, very cool meteorological activity. But yeah, so it was always a standard to have those afternoon rain showers come in, and it's been the last few years for damn sure we have not been getting that at all down here. Now we have already had it a couple of, there you can see how that stuff is just really, like I said, each of those looks like it's a chunk, but when you wipe it, it's, like I said, it's not a piece. It's all granular. It just clumps together on itself. But yeah, that tungsten's some crazy stuff to have in those pay dirts. There again, you can see those little clusters. It looks like it's solid, but there's nothing there but granules. So that was like I said, it was nice little combo of variety there. And yeah, if you were putting in that super fine, the next level finer gold in this, like comes in the double black diamond bags, it would be a whole nother story of trying to work this stuff out. He actually made it a lot easier on me by putting me in the pieces that are not, I mean, that's tidy for a lot of people. That is that's tiny gold, but for what we know is out there, he was easy on me. So thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Nice little finish on that bag. Of course, I'm going to go through the pan and look for any speck or two that might have gotten by that second look. But you can see there's some pretty little tiny micron scale pieces in there. So it wasn't all just a walk in the park. And then I was just in and did a check. There is still no verdict. It's like they're saying the longer these guys take in there, the better it looks for the defense. Because if there's not dissension, there's and the fact there was 50 pages of rules for this jury, and the judge would not let them take a copy of the rules into the jury room with them for deliberation. They had to message out and ask for specific, questions to see, just making everything as slanted in every way as they can. I really believe that they've got probably something very damning on this judge, because he's already been shown that, of course, his wife or his daughter is a major fundraiser for the Dems, has made millions of dollars pushing this trial, and his involvement in it, and he's openly voted and donated to Biden. So again, everything is stacked that can be stacked. So, but I'm sure the feds turned this down. They wouldn't take this case over the last 4 years, 5 years now since it had been around. The feds refused it. The previous DA refused it. The only reason the Bragg took it up on this one because they basically forced him to you know, go after it, and he ran on that, was his platform of you know, going after Trump. That's his whole political basis, and just everything, you know, the levels of absurdity of everything just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Oh, you know, the jury should never have, well, no, it goes beyond that. It should never have even been an issue because none of this is real. So, like everything else these fuckers come up with, they it's all just some kind of wet dream that they have to see this man locked up, and they will do whatever they can because they are so desperate now. You know, when he walks into the Bronx and has tens of thousands of people at a moment's notice flood, and not just, and again, there weren't any of those screaming protesters that Biden has at every one of his rallies, and except if you saw the one that he had the other day, the same time Trump had his and Biden had his in Pennsylvania, or Chicago, Philadelphia, or whatever it was. I think it was Chicago, but at the an all black school, of course, pandering as he always does, and it's an auditorium at a private school, and most of the, they said most of the people there were teenagers between the ages of grades of ninth and 12th grade, and then the rest of the only adults there were the media, and still with that, the whole arena is like a tenth of the people that are, they put them all in one group set of stands, and had, meanwhile, here's Trump with literally, you know, 50,000 people pushing back as far as the eye can see in the bluest of the blue. It's like I said, they are panicking, and we've already seen the depths that they will go to win and maintain power. So it just gets more frightening the better Trump does. So, but check that out, man. That is some beautiful, fine little stuff there. So, Mr. Ford Prospecting, Matthew Ford, comes through again with some awesomeness. And in a flashback to a previous mail call and a big bag of sand we have waiting for us as well, for Mr. Ron Anders when he came down for his visit, and some grilling on the bayou. He had brought, if y'all remember, he brought me a couple of bags of this Beaver's Nuggets from Buc-ee's, along with that awesome, delicious hot sauce he brought. So, well, before I break into this pan again, let's go ahead and try out. I've been wanting to get these, and I forgot about them because I had them in the bag sitting on the counter. So, again, not your usual. This is sea salted caramel, and these are light crisp corn puffs covered with a decadent caramel bold sea salt coating. They're baked, not fried. So none of those nasty seed oils we'll be getting for inflammation. So, oh, well, we got one in the pan. A corn puff. I should have to say that is pretty tasty. You get the saltiness and the caramel, and yeah, it definitely seems like they're fried, but apparently not. So thank you, Mr. Ron Anders, for an awesome little snack on the Gold Station today. Well, my friends, it is truly a dark day for our republic. I came in and heard that they have found Trump guilty. And again, this is just beyond, although we knew it was possible, people were expecting it would be a, mistrial or something more along that nature. To them outright, that not 1 in 12 people could say no, no, this is wrong, this is trumped up. It just goes to show how bad New York and the whole left has become, and how they know that this will never withstand an appeal, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to. All it has to do is keep him tied up for the election. So again, the most blatant election interference this country has ever seen, right in front of your eyes, and now we're waiting to see how are they going to try to restrict him. How are they going to try to limit him from keeping him off the campaign trail, because they do not like that he has that tens of thousands of people showing up in the Bronx, in New Jersey, hell, in Texas, across the country, anywhere he goes. When Biden can't get, literally can't get 20 people to show up for him. whether he even stand on the street when he drives by in a motorcade. So the whole thing, too big to rig, is going to be the theme for the rest of this election. We have to. It's time for America to show your disgust for these fascist, dictatorial scumbags who have targeted the weight and the full force of the United States government and the Department of Justice against one man to stop him from, because he's the one that the people are, supporting, and your primary opponent in a failed, your failed coup attempt to take over America. You got your claw in it, but you did not get us completely. So, America, it's time to stand up and make this just the greatest landslide in voting history. Vote early, get your, support your local ballot harvesting where you that's applicable for you guys. You get together, go to your nursing homes, go to your senior centers and your some places like that, your churches, and coordinate. Get this stuff. Let's get where we're not down millions of votes whenever it starts. So, yeah, this is my little girl right here. This is going to be a hard one to let go of. She's the one that hops up in the bed with me in the mornings. But so yeah, disgusting and very disheartening. And there we have it. So let's take a quick look at our gold here. We're not going to weigh it. It's too small to be weighing. We're going to dry it up, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because at this point I'm pretty disgusted. And yeah, thank you so much. I know a lot of you guys are, like I said, have seen Matthew. I'll leave a link to his. I believe he just did his. The bag was the collaboration bag that he had gotten from Mike, where he's picking it up from Mike. What is it? He says, well, you're holding him. You didn't hold me. It's my baby boy. But so yeah, but he's got his video doing his that beautiful gold, that beautiful Arizona gold in that bag. So I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. And we'll end this one by taking a look at some beautiful tiny. When I went through my pan, I found a lot of fine gold. There was a lot that had gotten by me. It took me as long to finish up going through the tailings as it did doing all the panning on it, because that's where the tiny stuff had gotten through. And I got out there in the sun and I was worked it out of the big Garrett first, and then I put it into my smaller pan and worked the rest of that out, and got some pretty microfine stuff. So again, thank you, brother. That was a good time. And till the next time, this is Bayou Gold Guy and Gizmo and the whole Bayou clan saying thank you all so much for supporting the channel. We appreciate it. And stand up, America. We can't let this become the norm here, like they're trying to make it. If they can do this to a president of the United States, they sure as hell can do it, and have done it and been doing it to all of us. So again, a very dark day in history for our country, but hopefully this will just reinforce our commitment and our determination to see that these criminal scum are removed and cannot influence the fate of this country any more than they already have. So thank y'all. Until the next time, peace out, my friends.